when the news is this important.
This is yet another burial taking place, and there's coffin after coffin being carried into this cemetery.
When journalism has this much impact.
The square is a battle zone. Everywhere you look, there are casualties.
When a story means this much.
We're up here in the mountains, and this is where Colombia's war continues.
What if no one knew?
Inspired by the rags to riches story of Manny Pacquiao, many Filipinos see boxing as a ticket to a better life. 101 East meets those fighting for a brighter future. 101 East on Al Jazeera. South Korea wants its cuisine to conquer the world, but at home has its love for food transformed into an unhealthy obsession. 101 East gets a taste of this kimchi-crazy nation. 101 East on Al Jazeera.
Gloves, jacket, good. Water, good to go. We're at an altitude of 3,856 meters.
Stories without limits. 101 East with Steve Chow on Al Jazeera.
Breaking news.
Chad's government is pleading with ECOWAS to move their soldiers toward the Malian Sahara and help them with the fight.
A different perspective.
Odinga says that Kenyatta, a man who is facing trial for crimes against humanity, cannot be president.
From the heart of the story.
Jacob Zuma's first term as party leader was marred by allegations of corruption.
Local stories. World news. Al Jazeera.
In a brand new season of documentaries, Al Jazeera correspondents explore the stories which have marked their lives and careers. Stephanie Scowen takes us on a personal journey through life, living with multiple sclerosis.
I've coped with this disease for so long on my own, 17 years.
On a quest for a cure, learning the cause and possible treatments, in pursuit for a better understanding, and never giving up hope. MS and Me, The Search for a Cure, on Al Jazeera.
In a new series, Earthrise takes to the skies in the name of elephant conservation.
You can imagine how difficult it would be to see a group of poachers in this kind of thick bush, how important it is to have help in the sky.
And in the oceans off California, the remarkable comeback of sea otters are creating miracles.
Bringing back a top predator to a system that we've wiped out. They have a great potential for restoring the health of that system.
A new series of Earthrise on Al Jazeera.
The latest news.
Now, a number of refugees say they want to remain in South Africa, but there are also concerns that communities here are not safe enough.
From around the world.
The sign here behind me reads, "People before the dead," but this island faces years of hard times.
And in-depth reports.
UNESCO, which is responsible for coordinating the rebuild, estimates that more than $200 million is needed to rebuild the monuments of Kathmandu.
These are clients who have been committed by the court because they've been found to have committed delinquent acts.
In a juvenile correctional facility.
When I get out, I have to do my 100% best so I don't end up in a place like this again.
Can therapy, counseling, and education prove to be more effective than punishment?
The staff started being trained to be mentors rather than correctional officers.
Kids Behind Bars, coming soon on Al Jazeera.
Traditions remain strong in Palestinian society, where football is considered an all-male sport. But these days, Palestinian girls are pursuing their passion for the game and scoring a goal for women's participation. Al Jazeera World presents Girls FC on Al Jazeera.
Nollywood is another name for Nigeria film industry.
This is the next phase of filmmaking worldwide.
Producing up to 50 films a week.
Where the secret is just some very resilient people who want to tell their stories.
Nollywood made something out of nothing.
Al Jazeera World zooms in on the Nigerian movie industry.
It's an industry made by the people, for the African people.
It's a very exciting time to be an African filmmaker.
Nollywood on Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera on the front line.
We were caught up in the middle of what is considered the most powerful typhoon in the world this year. This place has become a ghost town.
The whole purpose of this operation, it seems, has not been to take back the square, but to take down the protesters' encampment around it.
Well, it's the only safe way to get around Bangui. There are no French soldiers on the streets at the moment. There is no rule of law here.
I'm in Amman, Jordan, to visit the only hospital in the Middle East that offers free reconstructive surgery to help rebuild the bodies and the lives of those injured in violence.
From war survivors to children with hearing disabilities.
It's incredible because what it could mean is that someone could have their hearing tested at home, and these are people that normally would be completely neglected by the health system.
Real doctors, real stories, real solutions. The Cure on Al Jazeera.
You can choose to turn back the clock 50 years for women and for immigrants and for gays and for lesbians, or you can stand up and say, we want to move forward. We believe in a country where no matter who you are or what you look like or where you come from or who you love, you can make it if you try. We'll finish what we started and we'll remind the world why the United States of America is the greatest nation on earth.
In the year 1271 AD, a young Italian merchant set out on an extraordinary journey. Carrying letters from the Pope for the great Kubla Khan, Marco Polo traveled through war-torn regions, following dangerous roads from the Holy Land and beyond. Today, chasing the shadow of Marco Polo, Professor Zhao has traveled from China to Venice, with searching questions of how the relationship between East and West has changed. Marco Polo, at this time, on Al Jazeera.
All police officers go through police academies. The general public, we have no idea really what that training is.
People were saying, well, maybe she's very good at tennis, but she'll never be on the front cover of Sports Illustrated.
12,000 people being held on this island. Only a small percentage of these people have actually been convicted of anything.
Harnessing the power of thousands of voices, it's never been easier to get involved.
Become a part of it. The stream on Al Jazeera.